one moment.
It is so difficult not to see him as the favorite for both the Golden Boot and for MVP at this point.
An incredible
chase a dream in a foreign country. This was the reality for the Messi siblings. We often romanticize Lionel Messi's journey to Barcelona, but we rarely talk about the emotional toll it took on Rodrigo, Matías, and María Sol. They were the ones who sat in a cramped apartment in Spain, trying to make a new life, only to eventually face a heartbreaking decision: stay in a country where they didn't fit in, or return to Argentina and leave their brother and father behind. This painful fork in the road defined their futures. While Leo became a global icon, his siblings returned to Rosario to forge paths that were drastically different from one another. One would go on to manage the world's biggest sports career. Another would launch a successful fashion line, and the third would struggle to find his footing, ending up in headlines for all the wrong reasons. The bond remained, but the paths diverged. Let's uncover where the Messi siblings are in 2025. Number 3. Rodrigo Messi. Rodrigo Messi is Lionel's eldest brother, born in 1980, 7 years older than the football legend. In the Messi household, Rodrigo was the trailblazer child, the first to make their parents proud and a protective figure for his younger siblings. He was a teenager by the time Leo was a little boy, and he's often seen as a third parent of sorts to Lionel. In their childhood, Rodrigo and middle brother Matías would include tiny Leo in their games, sometimes knocking him around on the dusty pitches of Rosario. They didn't go easy on him just because he was the baby brother. That playful roughness, as family stories go, helped make Lionel the resilient player he is. Rodrigo himself loved soccer. It'd be hard not to in the Messi family. But he didn't pursue a professional football career. Instead, he found another way to be part of the game he loved, by supporting his kid brother's rise to glory. After returning to Argentina from that stint in Spain, Rodrigo kept a low profile. He wasn't in the headlines. There were no flashy sports contracts for him. But behind closed doors, Rodrigo's role was just beginning. As Lionel's career took off meteorically in Barcelona, the family needed all hands on deck. Rodrigo stepped up as a key figure in Team Messi. Working alongside his father, Rodrigo became deeply involved in managing Lionel's off-field life. He helped organize Leo's daily schedule, making sure training, media interviews, sponsor commitments, and rest time all balanced out. If Lionel Messi was flying to a charity event or signing a new endorsement deal, chances are Rodrigo had a hand in coordinating it. In fact, as Messi's fame grew, Rodrigo collaborated with professional management partners to handle the load. He worked with a sports management company to expand Messi's brand globally, dealing with public relations and marketing. Think of Rodrigo as the behind-the-scenes orchestrator, scheduling Messi's meetings, handling ticket requests for friends and family, ensuring the Messi brand stayed polished. It's a massive job, but one he took on proudly. For Rodrigo, helping Leo chase greatness was more fulfilling than any spotlight of his own. He has often been seen at Lionel's side during important events, whether at award ceremonies, in the VIP box at matches, or even accompanying Leo to a EuroLeague basketball game in Barcelona for a rare night out. Always in the background, Rodrigo prefers it that way, letting his younger brother shine. Outside of his work for Lionel, Rodrigo built a lovely life in Rosario. He married his sweetheart. Her name isn't public. Rodrigo tends to guard his privacy, and together they have 3 children. Yes, the eldest Messi sibling became a father, while his brother became a global superstar. By 2020, Rodrigo delighted fans by sharing a rare personal photo. Him smiling with his wife and their 3 little ones celebrating the new year. Fatherhood is a role he clearly cherishes. On his social media, Rodrigo might post a picture of a family barbecue or his kids dressed in Messi jerseys, giving the world tiny peeks of his happiness. He's not chasing fame online, though. His Instagram is more family album than celebrity showcase. As of 2025, 45-year-old Rodrigo Messi is the steady guiding force in Lionel's entourage. He split his time between Argentina and wherever Lionel's career takes him, be it Spain, France, or now the United States. When Lionel moved to Paris in 2021 and later to Miami in 2023, you can bet Rodrigo was heavily involved in managing those transitions. He often travels to be with Leo during big moments. And when he's not physically there, he's just a phone call away, handling things remotely. Rodrigo doesn't seek credit publicly, but insiders know he's one of the reasons Lionel can focus on football with peace of mind. Every superstar needs a reliable team, and in Lionel's case, his big brother is front and center in that team. Number 2. Matías Messi. Born in 1982, is Lionel's second oldest brother, about 5 years older than Leo. As the middle son, Matías had a unique place in the family dynamic. A younger brother to Rodrigo, but an older brother and childhood playmate to Lionel. Growing up, Matías shared a bedroom with Lionel, and like Rodrigo, spent countless hours kicking the ball around with little Leo. Family anecdotes describe Matías as fiercely protective of Leo. If neighborhood kids got too rough on the pint-sized prodigy, Matías would step in to defend his little brother. He had a bit of a rebellious streak as a teenager, but his love for family was never in doubt. Young Matías was passionate about soccer too. He even played in local youth teams. But once Lionel's star began to rise, Matías seemed content to let his brother take the spotlight. While Lionel was conquering Europe in his early 20s, Matías's life back in Argentina took a different direction. He became a father at a young age, welcoming a son named Tomás in the early 2000s when Matías was around 20. Suddenly, instead of worrying about soccer dreams, he was changing diapers and earning a living. Over the years, Matías has devoted himself to his children. He has at least 2, his son Tomás and a younger daughter. In fact, in 2022, he posted a heartfelt message on Tomás's 20th birthday, reminiscing about the day he was born and expressing pride in the man his son has become. You can feel the warmth in his words. Matías might be a Messi, but to his kids, he's just dad. Family extends to the next generation for him. However, Matías also faced serious challenges and made headlines for the wrong reasons. Life out of his brother's shadow wasn't always smooth. In 2016, Matías had a run-in with the law in Rosario. Police found an unlicensed handgun in his car after an incident, and he ended up on probation. It was a stark contrast to the squeaky clean image of his famous brother. Then, in late 2017, trouble struck again. Matías was involved in a boating accident on the Piranha River near Rosario. He crashed his motorboat into a sandbank and suffered a fractured jaw. When authorities investigated the wrecked boat, they discovered a pistol on board, which landed Matías in deeper legal trouble since he didn't have permission for that weapon either. He was detained while he recovered in the hospital, and the case went to court. By 2020, the verdict came. Matías received a 2 and 1-2-year prison sentence for the firearm possession. But he didn't actually go behind bars. The punishment was suspended on the condition that he perform community service as part of a plea deal. Essentially, Matías got a second chance to avoid jail, provided he stayed on the straight and narrow. These incidents were splashed across news headlines and undoubtedly put a strain on the Messi family. Imagine being Lionel, hearing about your brother's troubles from thousands of miles away. It wasn't easy, yet through it all, the Messi family closed ranks around Matías. Lionel and the rest of the family never spoke ill of him publicly. They treated these as private matters to overcome, and overcome they did. Matías fulfilled his community service and has since kept a much lower profile when it comes to public drama. In interviews, whenever asked about such issues, Lionel would downplay them, emphasizing that family stays family no matter what. On a positive note, Matías found ways to be part of Lionel's world in a helpful manner. For years now, he's been involved with the Leo Messi Foundation, the charitable organization founded by Lionel to help children in need around the globe. Matías helped manage logistical matters for the foundation, like organizing events and coordinating aid projects. It was a role that kept him constructive and connected to Lionel's mission of giving back, By handling some of the foundation's affairs, Matías could contribute to the good work done in his brother's name and stay busy with responsibility. Those who know him say he has a good heart and is happiest when he's contributing to the family's efforts. Matías is also Lionel's unapologetic superfan. The level of admiration he has for his younger brother is actually inked on his body. Literally. On Matías's right arm, you'll find a tattoo of Lionel's face. Yes, he tattooed his brother's portrait on himself. If that doesn't scream brotherly love and pride, what does? Matías once showed off this tattoo, and it's clear he's proud of being Leo's brother. He's the type to wear Messi jerseys, celebrate wildly whenever Argentina or Barca, now Inter Miami, won trophies, and defend Lionel against any criticism. In fact, he's made occasional fiery remarks on social media defending Leo, a reflection of just how deeply he cares. Fast forward to 2025, and you'll find that Matías Messi, now in his early 40s, has settled into a quieter life dedicated to family and supporting Lionel from afar. He still lives in Rosario and maintains a close relationship with his parents, Jorge and Celia, who also reside there. Matías's son is in college or starting a career of his own, and his daughter is growing up fast. Matías often posts family photos, him posing with his kids or with his mom on Mother's Day, and messages of support whenever Lionel has a big match. When Lionel finally won the World Cup for Argentina in 2022, no one was prouder or happier than Matías. It was a dream they all shared since childhood. And though Matías wasn't on the pitch, he celebrated that victory like it was his own. Number 1. María Sol Messi. Born in 1993, María Sol is about 6 years younger than Leo, which means she was still a small child when her brother's talent was blossoming. In the rough and tumble Messi household of 3 boisterous boys, María Sol's arrival was a cherished change. She was the beloved little princess among her brothers. The Messi boys doted on their baby sister. Even Lionel, who was just a kid himself, became a proud older brother when María Sol was born. Family friends recall how Leo would hold her as a toddler, and how the siblings would kick around a soft mini soccer ball with her just to make her giggle. She grew up surrounded by football, often at the side of the pitch with her mom while her brothers played. But from early on, it was clear that María Sol's interests were different. She wasn't destined for sports fame, but for something equally exciting in her own way. As María Sol grew into her teens, she developed a passion for fashion and design. While her brothers were watching football matches, she might be browsing style magazines or sketching outfit ideas. She loved clothes, beauty, and the creative expression that comes with them. Of course, she was still a Messi. She cheered on Lionel just as loudly as any fan. But she also nurtured dreams that were uniquely hers. María Sol pursued her education in Argentina and possibly abroad. Details are private, focusing on business and fashion courses. By the time she was in her 20s, she had become a stylish young woman with a savvy head on her shoulders. Those who know her describe her as ambitious, smart, and very personable with a good sense of business. A big opportunity came knocking in 2019. Lionel Messi, by then not just a football icon, but a global brand, decided to launch his own fashion and lifestyle line, the Messi Store. And who better to trust with this family venture than his own sister, who lives and breathes fashion? That year, the Messi Store opened both online and with a physical pop-up in Barcelona, and María Sol was appointed the brand manager. This was a huge deal. She was in charge of curating and promoting a clothing line that carries the most famous name in sports. María Sol collaborated with Virginia Jenny Hilfiger, the sister of legendary designer Tommy Hilfiger, who joined as the creative director. Together, they aimed to translate Lionel's values and style into clothing that fans would love. Think sleek sports casual wear that reflects Leo's humble yet high-performance persona. María Sol played a crucial role in everything from selecting designs, planning photo shoots, to marketing the brand on social media. Under María Sol's guidance, the Messi Store has grown steadily. She proved to be a natural in the fashion business. In interviews, Maria Sol has said that her goal is to channel her brother's spirit into the clothing, emphasizing qualities like humility, precision, and elegance. The same qualities Leo shows on the pitch. And she's done well. The Messi clothing line includes everything from sporty hoodies and tees to smart jackets, and it's been quite successful with fans worldwide. Imagine walking down the street and seeing someone wearing a Messi-branded jacket that you helped design. Maria Sol's had that surreal experience and says it filled her with pride. Not stopping there, in January 2022, Maria Sol spread her wings further in design. She partnered with a swimsuit brand called Bikinis Rio to create her very own swimwear collection named Bria Ayama, Spanish for shine and love. The collection featured vibrant bikinis and beachwear. It was a hit, adding another notch to her fashion credentials. By doing this, Maria Sol showed she isn't just riding on her brother's coattails. She's carving out her own identity in the fashion world. Fans on Instagram saw her modeling some of the pieces and promoting the line, showing confidence and creativity. Now in 2025, Maria Sol Messi is 32 years old and truly coming into her own. She continues to helm the Messi store, which keeps her traveling occasionally, whether it's coordinating a new seasonal collection or hosting a launch event. She splits time between Rosario and other fashion hubs like Barcelona or even Miami, especially now that Lionel is playing in the US. In fact, when Lionel moved to enter Miami, Maria Sol was right there to support her brother's new chapter. In late 2023, paparazzi spotted Maria Sol out in Miami enjoying dinner with Lionel, his wife Antonella, and some of his teammates, including Sergio Busquets. She was smiling and looked very much at home in the Miami scene, perhaps scoping out new fashion trends while at it. It's clear she remains a constant, comforting presence in Leo's life, despite the glitz around him. On social media, Maria Sol is quite active and popular with hundreds of thousands of followers. She shares a mix of professional and personal content. One day she'll post a chic photo shoot of a new Messi store outfit, and the next day it might be a goofy throwback picture of her and her brothers as kids or a sweet snap of her parents. Unlike many celebrity siblings who might chase influencer fame, Maria Sol's online presence feels grounded. She often expresses her love for her family, like wishing Leo happy birthday with heartfelt messages or celebrating her mom on International Women's Day. She has also become something of a fashion influencer, invited to events and sometimes spotted in the front rows of fashion shows, especially when the theme overlaps with sports style. As for her personal life, Maria Sol keeps it relatively private. There haven't been public announcements of marriages or children for her yet. It seems she's been focused on her career and enjoying her early 30s. In interviews, when asked about being Messi's sister, she's gracious, but makes it clear she's proud to be part of the family, and equally proud to have her own career. Her identity is both Lionel's sister and Maria Sol, the businesswoman.